Battlefield of Eternity! The Cats against Oxygen Esports! Battlefield being our first map. Let's go! Seems like we're also today more or less in full force for the teams here. Yeah, Cats are a little bit of an enigma to me still. Every single time I see them, I gotta wrap my head around that they are having a bit of a bad tournament here. To be fair, the interesting part is honestly that with that gauntlet situation, again, we have best of twos here, of course. So if you win both of the maps, you get 3 points. You tie with your opponent. Each team gets 1 point. But the interesting part is that outside of the 3 teams at the top of this round robin, going to the offline event Paris directly, we still have that gauntlet. And technically, even if you have a season that just sucks for you, where things just don't flow, if then, when you play in that gauntlet, all of a sudden, you can just really just play in the zone, you can still make it to the offline event. But of course, the higher up in the rankings you are at that point, the less games, the less matches you have to play, and therefore the better. But for Team Oxygen, they are currently in second, third position. There's this little battle going on between them and the bang bush of who takes second, who takes third spot. We have Chili Mountain, formerly known as Team in the pole position, and I don't think that any of the teams that are currently playing here have a chance to dethrone them anymore. The Hardos, the red team, they're currently also in a spot where they have a pretty good match here. I mean, again, they are highly favored for the series. But yeah, let's see what we're getting for the Cats today. First of all, we're getting Hazu with Junkrat. Keep in mind, this is the team that has been playing a lot of Hammer lately. It's especially interesting to see that Nick obviously is busting out always a couple of new heroes. The man gets bored, and then it's just double checking what's going on with what's going on in Storm League matches. Like, what could we play now? And then comes up with new builds and new heroes, which he pretty much exclusively plays himself for a limited period of time. But it always spices things up a little bit and makes things interesting. Liming already for the immortal damage. Now we got Sylvanas and Hanzo, of course, banned out. You could still, on the immortal side, of course, now go... I mean, I would love to have a Vala again. But when it comes to immortal damage, there's still a couple of options left here for sure. Junkrat is always nice to just poke from the outside a bit. They go for Anduin again. They got Blaze. We had a phase where, for a week, 2 weeks maybe, Chromie was played quite a bit. So that was also interesting. Could still see her. There's actually a couple... There's a lot of heroes right now that you could mix in every now and then. They're not really part of the meta. But they're options on certain maps. And I honestly like that. Hammer gets banned. Yeah. Nick hasn't made a choice yet. And I can understand that they want to go for the better safe than sorry play here. Hammer is just one of those heroes that is so incredibly annoying to play against. Yeah. It's nasty. Okay, so final ban for the red team. What are we getting? They get rid of Anna. You don't want to have the nano boosted Liming. Liming is bad enough as is, but when she's boosted too, then whew, you can crush. So yeah, that's not a thing. But yeah, we still have a bit of additional immortal damage that they could lock in here. Lunara is a hero that we oftentimes see. In this case, we're going Genji instead, so they go for the double resets. But it's something that we could definitely have on the side of Oxygen Esports. You could go Lunara, you could go Vala. I mean, again, if it was someone else, I would say even Tracer, of course, gets occasionally played. Not because she's great against the Immortal, but she can help you to take your opponent down pretty quickly. Get a kill or two, and then focus on the Immortal after the opponent's team is dead. And they go for Vala, I like it. So, we got our girl in. Auto-attack build, or do we get the multi-shot? What is Nick gonna play here? Knowing him, it's gonna be some ding, 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 ding. We got Bad Bunny and Diablo. Diablo and Blaze, a lot of hit points at that front line. And the final pick for Johan, as we're still looking for a tank for the red team. So, let's go. Come on. Ah, Garrosh! One of his best. I like it. Okay, map number 1. Oxygen Esports playing against the Cats on Battlefield. Game number 1. Cats against Oxygen Esports. On the left side, the blue team with Drak here. On Liming, we got Hirath on Genji, Meneldor on Urel, Captain Rex on Malfurion, and Johan on Garrosh. Garrosh definitely one of his best heroes, and so this could be fun. On the right side, the favorite in this particular series, we got Hazops on Junkrat, Bad Benny on Diablo, Yazu on Anduin, Nick is playing Arrow Vala, so it's the Immortal that he's going to focus on, and Copenhagen on Blaze. Vala is actually always fun here. I don't really mind whether you go for Arrow or whether you go for the auto attack. It depends a little bit on how many supports you play. But yeah, starting him off with a few stacks is always neat. So we'll see how much he can actually do here. Benny is already rushing around. Got a little snowflake here for him as well. Our top lane one-on-one is already locked in. And they go. So much for playing one of your best heroes, right? Don't tell. Yeah, okay. He's down. For a second I was like, don't tell me he's actually getting away there. It looked like he might be able to get to the gate, but the mine that Hazo placed down was then still a little bit too much for him to deal with. So we got 2 stacks for Vala. Of course, for her, it's really going to be important to have the level 4 and the level 7 later. For the first Immortal, it's usually not going to help you that much. But as the stacks come in on level 1 and she gets all of that synergy that I just highlighted, she is becoming a monster against the against any Immortal after the first one. Even before that she can help a bit, but her real power lies in later Immortals, where you can pretty much leave her solo on the Immortal and then allow the rest of the team to just deal with your opponent, keep them busy, keep them occupied, away from the Immortal, and allow Vala to do her thing. So, yeah. But then again, we now have all the way towards the top Meneldor and Copen in the 1-versus-1 situation, but the red team doesn't respect that 1v1 in the slightest. So they go for Meneldor, they got the body blocking, and they got the space goat. Yeah, take her down, and that's the second kill for the red team. 4 stacks by now for Vala. And of course they're gonna get the camp, which means that they got both camps. They took the camp at the bot lane earlier, yeah, GG well played indeed. And now they're locking in the second Khaldor camp. So double camp already, bit of a leading experience thanks to that. The early level 4, nothing crazy, but yeah. We got through that, the repeating arrow here on a level 4 as well. Now if they get a few more kills here, then they will actually pull ahead in experience very quickly, and that could technically also lead to them hitting level 7 around the Immortal. And that would really make a difference for Vala. Once that she has her Monster Hunter, yeah, she's making a big difference. I mean, the repeating arrow already is helping, but level 7 is the real big deal. But the Immortal is, of course, spawning in 20 seconds, and since then they didn't get an additional kill. But they're still playing around with the camp. This time both of the teams are focused on it. Level 4 gives us the Triumvirate for Li Ming. Pretty much the only orb talent that is worth picking. Okay, Meneldor, yeah. Vala is using Urel just simply as a bit of a punching bag to push her level 1 stacks a bit further. Junkrat going down, Hazu getting eliminated. So, Hazu hit points? I don't think so. Yeah, Meneldor. Again, gets literally used as a pincushion for Vala. She's at 11 stacks now, and most of them are against Urel, who's just alone there. Oh, and he gets another double. Nice! Genji down, and they are at level 6.5. Guys, they might actually get level 7 for the first Immortal, and then Vala would really help here. That's decent stacks for the first objective, too. I mean, we're not even at the 4-minute mark, and he's already looking at 12. Gets number 13 here. A little more damage in, so nice focusing. I like that. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, and they are going for the halftime show here. 7 is not quite close yet, but can they get a bit more? Now, the blue team isn't lazy either. They've also done a lot of damage, and they are nearly drawing even on the halftime show. Vala with a few more stacks, and there's level 7 for her. So now things are really starting to look up for them. They're immediately trying to focus on Vala to get her away from the Immortal. And that's the best thing that they can do. But once that Nick is getting closer, this is going to be a problem. And look how quickly they're burning it down right now. That extra damage that you get on the arrow with the 14 stacks that she already has is just a huge difference. And Nick is crushing this thing. So they are winning it with quite the margin here, considering that both teams were focusing onto the objective. A few more stacks now coming in for Nick too. His biggest problem is honestly the lack of mana that he currently has. So yeah, they're just trying to get some globes here or something. 15 stacks as it stands. I mean, damn. Well done. Vala on 14,000 damage. I mean, just to put it in perspective real quickly, pretty much Nick is doubling the damage output that we're having for the top damage dealer on the blue team. That's where we're at right now. Not shabby. 3 kills to 1. More plays being made here as they're going for the next. Yeah, easy hits right there. And they're locking down Johan. And they might get another kill. And yes, they should. They take Garrosh down. And they take the fort. The fort destroyed. Vala just stacking shit tons of damage. Gets focused now and nearly falls. But, well, might die now. They keep him alive, and now Genji's dead too. Like, the fuck is happening here? They're going through the blue team like hot butter through cheese. Oxygen Esports, aka the Hardos, with big power plays, particularly because of how Nick is mechanically ripping the blue team a new one. 20 stacks at the 6-minute mark, way ahead, and is murdering it. Absolutely murdering it. Yeah, it's looking really, really good right now. So, tricky for the Cats to come back into it. They're currently trying to lay a few traps here and interrupt the potential rotation towards the camp. So that might work out for them, but everybody just moved back to the Nexus, so there's that. And of course the camps have also been taken, so they're even pulling further ahead on those. There's that. Push at the top side for another fort, and with the level 10 abilities, they might actually get that. Oh, that was bad timing from Khaldor. That was really bad timing. The arrows keep flying. They got level 10. Here's the Reptile. And they make the play for the fort. Uh-oh, Garrosh, no! Garrosh is gone. 24 stacks for Vala now. Boy, that next Immortal. I don't envy that one at all. Yeah, that's the moment when you can make your play straight up for the objective. Vala should be able to just crush this thing. I really want to see what happens when Vala at some point, you know, gets 100 stacks on the level 1 and then goes into an Immortal and just burns that thing down within like 3 seconds. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. Damn. Bzzz. Half time. At least we have level 10 for the Cats too. At least we got level 10 here. So yeah, but okay, now we have another chance to lock an Immortal in, but good for the red team. Easy halftime show victory. More stacks now coming through that Nick is using his arrow to double check on the bushes if anybody's sitting there, and well, Burel was exactly in that spot. One hit. Yeah, there comes the light bomb, alright. And another double combo. And Burel barely getting her ult out and trying to escape. Malfurion with the tranquility. But Nick is really murdering out on the numbers. I mean, Vala is chasing them across the map right now. Arrow after arrow is coming in. Here comes the strafe as Nick is boosting his damage numbers even further. He's at 28,000 damage at this point. They're getting another kill on Garrosh, who now has died for the 4th time already. And a play for Genji, who's also getting murdered. Absolute carnage. Absolute carnage. And hit after hit as Nick is just dancing around them. Dodging bullets, literally and figuratively. And making sure that he's not only top damage, hasn't died yet, and is getting stack after stack after stack. Big shield on the Immortal this time. And with all of the forts gone, they're of course going to make a play for the keep right now. This is the moment when you just can move straight through and try to bust the wall down and go for it. Yeah, and Vala works in another stack. They're really trying to take Nick down. If they can kill him, that would be great. But Anduin with another quick save And more stacks for Vala. Meneldoor's in trouble, and they just can't kill him. They cannot kill Nick. I like that. Look at that cheeky bastard. That was really good. If he would have tried to escape there, he would have died. They would have interrupted him, would have seen him, and would have killed him. So really nice move by Meneldoor. The audacity of it, I love it. Just Hearthstones. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna see me here. But of course, they're still facing that problem that's called the Immortal. And Meneldoor still low, but he is able to get away once again. Nick by now is at 31 stack and is still crushing it here. And with crushing, I mean they're also taking that keep down. Yeah, that keep doesn't stand a chance. 10 minutes into the game, they got their level 13. Nick has 33 stacks. 37,000 damage. Way ahead of everyone else. And is still murdering. And now they're going for the core. And I'm not sure if they can take the entire thing, but they will definitely be able to damage it. So yeah, core is already losing some hit points. Was quite a bit actually. And now that they're getting kills, they might be able to finish it. They might just be able to finish the game. Yeah, here comes the Terror. Nick stacking 40,000 damage. Core is down to 73. And there's the Riptire. Bunkers into Core still eating dust. And they kill him. Oh boy, the cats are getting murdered. 57%. The core is falling, and it's falling quickly. Nicely done. There we go. Garrosh is dead to 11 kills to 1, and that is game number 1 in the lead in the series for Oxygen Esports against the Cats. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Cursed Hollow, map number 2. So, let's see. Actually, always excited when we see Cursed Hollow. I like the map. I really like it. It's one of the best maps and one of the most interesting maps in the game. There were days back in Alpha and Beta when we had tournaments where Cursed Hollow was literally the only map that you could play. Well, it wasn't quite true. You could play more maps than that, but because the other maps weren't really suited all that well for esports, what happened most of the time was that we had 3 times Cursed Hollow in a row. Because you could re-pick the same map that was already played once, and the teams pretty much decided that this is the best map. And then as slowly and steadily more maps were added to the game, obviously things changed and you could only pick a map once. But yeah. Okay, so we got already the Junkrat banned out. I mean, for good reason after the last game. Normally Junkrat doesn't make it even into one of these, but they tried it and didn't like the result. Yeah, Hogger gets picked as well. Cursed Hollow is obviously a map we can also heavily play around globals with the Haka and Falstad a bit too. So we'll see if one of them gets banned here. I would love for another Vala play with Arrow and to just burn the bosses down and take the team fights. It's just always... I don't know. It's probably my bias, but I always have fun watching a good Vala. It's always entertaining. So now Lunara gets banned. I, by the way, don't really think that Vala is going to be played here. Yes, of course you can play her, but there are a lot of heroes that will most likely outclass her. And I think that Nick at this point is also saying, alright boys, I need something different. So Lucio... good on a big map, always a nice pick, oftentimes banned. In this case, he made it through. We got Benny on Jojo, and there is our global. So they're already going for Dehaka right away. Okay. And okay, come on. Meneldoor, Dorakia. What are we getting? Yeah, you gotta make your choice now. Sylvanas is still up, you could pick her, you could go for a couple of mages, go full on Liming, but they go for the birdie, they wanna have a counter global, and they have Blaze on the side lane. So now they have a side laner locked in, we're gonna get that bunker again, and they got Falstad, so we will have them gusting people around a bit, which also gives you control over the boss points. I mean, to an extent, obviously. You can still counterplay that a bit with the Hakan, with Johanna, if you time it properly. Varian gets banned here too. It's actually an interesting ban. More of a target ban than anything else, I assume, because that's honestly something that I personally didn't really see being picked. sounds like a bait as well. Is that just the Tracer ban? So Hammer in this case gets banned. But they're trying to bait it a little bit, so they ban Tracer instead of Hammer because the variant ban suggested a little bit that they might play Tracer. And now that Hammer has been eliminated instead, do they still go for Tracer? We got Hanzo, we got Brightwing, so double global, and yeah, Nick is still missing. Tracer or no Tracer? That's the question right now. Okay. Johan and Herath. Yeah, the variant ban was a little bit weird. If you would go for Tracer, then variant ban makes a little bit more sense, but maybe they just wanted to bait the ban themselves so that they can have access to Hammer. Either way, no matter whether they are playing mind games or not, we still get our Sylvanas pick. And we also have ETC. Moo! And they go for Genji. Alright, so we got Genji, we got Hanzo, Shimada Brothers for the red team for Oxygen Esports. Game number 2, everybody. Red team already in the lead as we are headed for the second map, Cursed Hollow. The Cats against Oxygen Esports. Drak here on Falstad. Captain Rax and Lucio. Menaldor on Blaze. We got Herath on Sylvanas. Johan on ETC. And on the right side of the map, Oxygen Esports with Bad Benny on Johanna. Hazops on Hanzo. Nick on Genji. Copenhagen on Dehaka. And Yasu playing Brightwing. Okay. Good map. Good comps. Let's go. A little bit more Heroes Esports. Oh, yeah. A meeting in the party bush. Yeah, Chinese bush meta right there. I mean, not quite, but everything is centered at least around the bush. But yeah, those were the days when the Chinese teams were still insanely strong. Edward Gaming and all of that. Yeah, those were the days. Ooh. It was spicy when we had the international competition and the Chinese teams were playing around Vision like nobody else and always laying their traps. And right now China in Heroes of the Storm, a shadow of its former self, which can basically be translated into they suck. So they're not really all that great. They still got a couple of decent players, don't get me wrong, but they are definitely not on the same level that they once were, and haven't been for a long, long time, of course. But yeah, back in the days, all at the beginning of this, there was, of course, some really, really good teams there. And then the Koreans took over for a long time, and at this point, it's Europe. But yeah, either way, Dracula and Benny at the bottom of the map. So Jojo side laning a bit. Top side, we got Copenhagen, we got Menaldor. And time for the camps. Yeah, with the level 1, we also got the block party. So in this case, not going for any kind of stacking. Block party has been locked in. And yeah, first objective, first tribute is going to be announced in another minute. Until then, it's all just simply camps that you are trying to make a play for. A couple of stacks for the birdie, for Hanzo. It's pretty much all that you can get here. Betty on the pleb horse. In this case, it actually fits. I mean, normally he goes for the choo-choo train and our little train conductor over here, but given that he loves to go for horse camp, that's something that we learned in the days of HTC 2. I gotta admit that the pleb horse on Benny has a bit of a different meaning. I kind of like that. I haven't even thought that through, honestly. So, yeah, that fits. That fits really well. Horse Camp Benny. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, it's time for the Cats to show what they are made of. Can they somehow bring this back? We, by the way, have the Crowd Surfer here, which is always an interesting one because sometimes it doesn't really get any value, but we have seen plenty of games in the past where you can make some spectacular moves if you go for Crowd Surfer. So that could be a thing here. And they are opening that wall up a bit. The first tower is down. That gate, yeah, it falls too. The minion dropping it easily. No problem on that end. So good for them. Now, down to the bottom of the map. Here we go. We got Copenhagen up against Drak here. They're still trying to go for another kill, and they might just be able to get it. They're zoning them away from the tribute, but if they can, of course, slide in and get the stun, that would be A good move. The interrupts, they still came through. They didn't get the kill either. And off we go. 0 kills. The Haka. I mean, both of the globals are now at the bottom of the map. I mean, the theory is obviously always that you have the globals at the bot lane, and then if you want to join the fight, you can easily do that and turn this temporarily, at least, into a 5 versus 4 and use the numbers advantage to take the tribute and maybe take your opponent down. Level 7 talents are available for both of them at the same time. And even Sylvanas is still playing around this a bit. We also now have Echo Paddle, so technically that would allow ETC to also go into stage dive over the mosh pit. Now, there are a lot of interrupts against the mosh pit, but oftentimes just the threat of one is enough. Double kill already against the blue team, so Oxygen Esports will not only tribute number 1, but also pulling ahead on the kill count and therefore locking in an advantage in experience. Nice. Yeah, they can also... Oh, Menaldor, careful! Both of them. If Genji was still here and would make a move for them, he could maybe walk away with 2 kills. But he's busy in the mid lane, pushing the lane out, getting the experience, and helping the team to close in on level 10 and run that Storm talent or that hero thingy advantage. What's it called again? Heroic ability, exactly. No, we don't call that ultimate. Because Dota uses that, we have to call it something different. It's the heroic ability. Ah, Blizzard. Alright. Getting a little bit of a drag on over here. Yeah, Hazo with the geometry, that didn't quite line up. But yeah, they're poking them obviously out slowly. And they are also trying to get that tribute. Now, this tribute position is obviously really nice for the cats because it's a bit closer to them, much easier for them to access it. But once that level 10 is a thing, Oxygen Esports could move in for it. So that's why they're trying to interrupt here, but that might cost Yasuo his life. He gets away. The Haka's at the top. They're looking for level 10. The fight is already starting up. Aerith is in trouble and dies. Sylvanas down, big arrow as level 10 connects, and that is the kill on Lucio. And of course, it's going to lead to another tribute, and they're already working on the boss. Great moves here by Oxygen Esports as they are coming in for it. Yeah, there are ults now. Drag here, I mean, he's not going to be able to steal this one. They're already moving away. And here is stage dive. I already called it. With level 7 Echo Paddle, we see stage dive for ETC. Boss has been taken. 4 kills to 0. Both teams with heroics. And let's go. Let's see if they can take that fort at the bot lane. Already aggressive plays from Nick in particular. Yeah, but there's the waiting arrow, and Nick gets saved. Is able to make his way out. Stage dive as they're moving in. Yasuo gets attacked, and Yasuo dies. The fruit fly has been eliminated. Goodbye, Trashwing. So, another tribute is up, and this is, of course, technically a curse tribute. Could be, at least, if Oxygen Esports grabs it. 4 kills to 1. 1 fort has already taken damage. And now they're going for the next set of Siege Giants right away. While they are starting to set up for the top. So Falstad needs to stay at the bot lane a bit longer. Or this fort might be lost after all. Time to channel and see who gets it. Now the position is better for Oxygen Esports. So that makes it a really uncomfortable situation for the cats. Especially since the longer this lasts, level 13 is also becoming a thing. Nice dodge by Copenhagen when the jet propulsion was headed his way. And they're going for the birdie! And that's a kill! The gust didn't help, and now that they killed Falstad, that means that we are going to get not only that... Oh, interrupts. Yeah, that tribute is going to be taken by the red team eventually. Siege Giants are already at the bottom of the map. Oh, this is real bad. This is real bad for the cats. Especially since it's now Arrow and... Oh, boy! Oh, my God! They dropped everything on them. The Hanzo Arrow... Jojo and her ult, and then Nick went in and got the kills. So that's 7 kills to 1, level 13. They can go for another boss. Siege Giants are dealing with the bot lane. They can easily go for the tribute now too. So this is going to be boss, tribute, Siege Giant push at the bot lane. Menaldor, what are you doing? Honorable Sudoku by Menaldor. Johan moved in as well, trying to steal this away. That ain't happening. I'm not quite sure what the thought here was, boys, but you do realize that you didn't have all your players on the map, right? So now they didn't lose only ETC, they lost Blaze too, and they are just completely falling apart here. The fort at the bot lane has already been destroyed even before the curse has hit them. And now it's a boss at the top lane with a curse and the team moving straight through the middle. Honorable Suzuki by the Cats. They lost way too many heroes here, and of course the lead in experience is an inevitable result as they're trying to go, well, not trying to go, they're going for Sylvanas and they're dropping her right away. Nick is showing no mercy with Genji, just zipping around with one kill after another, and they're stealing everything. Look at this, they stole their boss, they stole the tribute, they steal the siege giants, they steal their lunch money and the girlfriend. It's crazy. Everything that's theirs now belongs to them. It's absolutely nuts. They are ruthless here. And at the end of the day, you know what's going to happen here. The Cats are just going to be crammed into a locker too. At least Genji died, but the arrow might lead to another kill here as Captain Rax is low. They're starting to chase them, but the fort is now falling. And of course, up at the top side, it seems like a keep might even fall. So 2 forts have already fallen here. They're still battling this out. Nobody's giving a shit about the top lane. That's going to result in the keep getting destroyed here right away. And at the bot lane, we're seeing a similar picture as the fight still continues. Totally crazy at this point. Jesus. That is horrific. Yeah, that is crazy. So there's that. 16 is in. 10 versus 2. The core, by the way, is also taking damage right now. And oh boy. Yeah, 10 minutes in. 66% on the core. 10-2 on the kills. 1 level ahead with level 16. They are totally crushed there. Yeah, this is really problematic. Menaldor gets caught and Menaldor dies. They're just farming them. This has become a farming simulator. Level 16. They're going from 1 kill to another. And, well, off we go. Big arrow and Johan Genji. It's Hanzo who gets the kill. But they could now go for another keep here for sure. I mean, look at that mid lane. Cam, catapult, minion waves, 2 heroes missing. Gate about to be destroyed. Only squishies around. Could go for a kill after a kill. And yeah, it's a nightmare. Keep in mind there's a boss at the bot lane. So after they take the keep down, if they don't want to go for the core directly and think it's a bit too risky, they could also try and go for the boss. Now, obviously, there's still ETC that will be back on the map. But with this many keeps already destroyed, you know that there's going to be continuous pressure on the lanes here. So this is going to be real dicey. Now, this is... You gotta be careful, because if you go for the boss now, that's one way how you can throw a game like this. If your opponent steals it, and then gets a few kills against you, they can slowly bring it back. Now, there are some globals on the blue team, so that helps them control these side lanes a bit more. But there they go for another move. This is first tribute, by the way, for either one of the teams. If they get kills now, it's over. If they get kills now, and they do already, then it's about to be over. 16 versus 16 at least. Yeah, they're trying to keep them alive somehow. And yep, that's one. And he didn't see Sylvanas, so that it would have been another kill. ETC died too, so now we're likely gonna see... can they save him? Yeah, they can. Brightwing came in time. Did they even go for the boss, or did they just go for core? Death timers are low. Yeah, most likely we're gonna see the boss being taken. And they're already working on it, so Hazu has started to make his play. And there it is. Yep. Easy hits. And a goodbye, boss. That means goodbye keep at the bot lane. Likely it's gonna mean game. But yeah, with that you gotta be a little bit more careful. I mean, again, keep is gonna be gone 100%, but you can already see the Haka, he's moving into the mid lane. The idea is, of course, get some experience, move into level 20, and then use that. Tribute doesn't matter too much, simply because it would be the second tribute for the red team and the first one for the blue team. Nothing that either one of them can realistically gain here, at least not for now. But you could definitely make a play for the core if you get 20, or just a couple of kills with that push. That the keep is gonna fall is not even a question. I mean, that's just a given. Nice drag. Good move. Yeah, no follow-up from either Hanzo with the stun or Jojo. So they didn't get a kill here. But keep in mind that that core is already down to 66%. Then again, Genji is dead and so is Brightwing. So I guess that's not going to be the end of the game just yet. Yeah, not just yet. They're even trying to chase more of them. And they're going to get Hazu. Hazu is down. And can they get Koppen? Jojo might be going for the tribute. No, not really. Falstad is going to move there. Oh, Johan, immediately the stage dive towards the boss. Come back, baby, come back. Yeah, but they also have to deal with all of the catapults now. They literally have to park Blaze at the core to make sure that it doesn't fall. Yeah. Bit crazy. Now they get the boss at least. 16 kills to 6. They got the boss. That means they can destroy one fort at the top. First tribute for them too. And look at this. They're playing this aggressive. They're moving with Sylvanas immediately over towards the gate. Trying to take this one down as well. I mean, they're fighting. They're fighting. You gotta give them that. And they have 2 globals. So even with catapult pressure mounting up, it isn't over yet. There's always a chance. I mean, it's Heroes of the Storm. At the end of the day, you can have your 6.5 out of 10 moment, but it's not gonna be easy. Not even a little bit, especially since it's 66% on the core, so any kind of move after you lose a few heroes towards the core is likely gonna end it. And once the catapults are on it, you are in trouble. So Oxygen Esports, they can play the waiting game if they really wanted to, especially since they still have forts in the mid and the bot lane. But there is at least level 20 now available for the blue team too, so the Cats got that. Yeah, and off we go. Alright, Benny, Nick, our 5-man, playing it a bit more patient now. It's a tribute on each side. They can still use the Haka to push out these side lanes a bit and then join the team. Playing around the vision here, of course, too. So, yeah, it's all about trying to put pressure onto that core so that you can focus onto the bosses, onto the objective, whichever is up at the time. And, well, there's already the Haka in the middle of the map again. Now we got 42,000 damage by Hanzo. 36 by Falstad. Yeah, they jump in. Bit of a slow there, alright. But ETC also has to be careful. Another swift strike as Nick gets out. There's the first arrow. Plus shield has been used a bit earlier already. They're keeping them alive. Sylvanas, nice move. And they get the Haka kill. Look at them. They're Cats, everybody. Woo. They're showing their claws here. I like it. 7 to 16. Yeah, we're 16 minutes in. These catapults are starting to hurt, but that's another tribute that gets now channeled by Johan. So they get tribute number 2. Boss is back up in 1:10. They could try and get a few more kills. They're trying to do exactly that. So, here we have it. X-Strike, everything on the bunkers, it gets destroyed. Boy, if they did have the Haka here. Can you imagine him with this ult coming in at that moment? Another tribute. This is a cursed tribute against Oxygen Esports. So, yeah. Now, already, ETC wants the vision again and gets it. Good for him. And triple catapult. Yeah, you gotta get rid of those. Again, it's Winion time. 17 minutes in. Arrow. Full on Sylvanas. Wasn't even meant for her. ETC just dodged it and Sylvanas didn't see it coming and caught it full into the face. So, yeah. There's the channel. I don't think they can get there in time, or can they? Doesn't seem like it. So the next tribute after this one is going to be a cursed tribute either way, no matter who gets it. But now the bosses are up, or at least one is up. 5 seconds. And the problem for the Cats is they have to take all of them. They can't let them go, because if a single boss is taken, they're losing the game. So they have to go for it. There's no other choice. And Oxygen Esports can decide what they want to do. They want to fight for it, or they want to let it slide. The Haka's at the top, hasn't made a move yet, is probably coming in soon. Yeah, there's the gust, wind tunnel, but already dodged out by Benny. Nicely done, boss is taken. Boss is claimed. Can they get kills though? That's the question. And they can. Here's the first one. Meneldur is down, but the battle isn't over by any means. They're looking for more, and if they can kill more, they can go for the core. And there's the double kill. Nice. Big moves being made here as Blaze, Falster, and Lucio all die. And that's the moment where they are blowing up ETC and move on for the core to take the victory. Nicely done. Really well played. And once again, a 2-0 victory for Oxygen Esports as they take the Cats down on Cursed Hollow. 20 kills to 7. GG. Well played. The Red team victorious on the second map of the series.